All right, let's hit the field.
It is Wednesday, July 30th, and the Yankees were taking on the Rays in Game 3 of a 4-game set. Also, it is trade deadline eve. We'll talk about that. Nice start by Will Warren tonight, but the Yankees offense was struggling. My recap and your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Wow. That was a bizarre baseball game. I watched a lot of games, and that was one of the weirder ones for a lot of reasons. We had, first of all, a fantastic start by Will Warren tonight. That should not go unnoticed. Another crazy night for Anthony Volpe. Not only does he make his 16th error of the season, but he hits his 16th home run of the season to tie the game. I mean, just 2 nights in a row with peaks and valleys for Anthony Volpe. And we'll talk a little bit later about whether or not he has the yips. We got a ton of calls about Volpe. I believe all of them came in before he hit the home run. Maybe one came in after the home run, so we'll have to take that into account. But also, this game featured a blown save by Devin Williams. Not a surprise there. We had some truly awful base running by Austin Wells. I mean, as the winning run, he wandered off of second base because he thought it was the third out.
He must be the stupidest son of a bitch alive.
I know that I am a podcast host, and I am never supposed to be at a loss for words, but I have run out of ways to describe how bad the Yankees' base running is. They don't run the bases like drunks. They run the bases like toddlers on family day. When you go to the stadium and you see the kids just running all over the place. Every day they find new ways to be stupid on the bases, right? And it's a shame that on a night where they walked off, I've got to talk about the horror that is his base running. And I'm wearing the right shirt tonight. You may recognize this. This is a symbol from the horror section at old video stores that they would put on the side of the tape. Because that highlight or low light should be in the horror section. I got a couple of voicemails about Wells, but I can't play them. One of them, the dude swore so many times that I think YouTube would take my channel down. And the other guy was screaming so loud that I couldn't hear what he was saying. But fair to say, fans were apoplectic, to borrow one of Michael Kay's favorite words. Absolutely astonishingly bad base running there. To not know how many outs there are in the second inning of a game when you're up 7-0 is not acceptable. As the winning run in the 9th inning against a division rival in the middle of a pennant race, he shouldn't be benched. He should be arrested. Literally, that should be 2 months minimum in Rikers for that bullshit. But Aaron Boone, I'm sure, going to call him elite as a base runner and take him out for ice cream after the game. My goodness. We had an unbelievable play by Jason Dominguez, which I do not want to get lost in the shuffle. He may have saved the game tonight with that play on defense in the top of the 11th or top of the 10th inning. So we got a comment here from Richard C. He says, one more win until a win streak. Almost there. Has that ever happened before? All right, let's talk about the game.
Let's get it going.
So the talk of the day on sports radio and on all the podcasts and stuff was Anthony Volpe, whether or not he has the yips. Last night he had the 2 errors. He also hit the home run. And then the first batter of the game hits a ground ball right to him. Baseball's funny like that. He made the play, but he didn't make all the plays tonight. He made his 16th error. Ryan McMahon actually made the first error tonight. The Yankees made 2 errors. And I'm not going to break his balls too much because he's a good defender. We've seen that with our own eyes. We saw that tonight. He snared a line drive late in the game. But yeah, just can't predict baseball, Susan. We'll spotlight Will Warren in a minute. I thought he threw the ball fantastic. He picked off Junior Caminero at second base. Nice play. That's my favorite kind of pickoff, except for when the catcher throws down to third to pick somebody off. But yeah, great start by Will Warren tonight. Rays got on the board first, and it remained a 1-0 game until the 8th inning because the Yankees offense just could do nothing against Littell. And I felt bad for Warren because he deserved to win, and I know in this day and age, not everybody cares about wins. I still think as a pitcher, these guys care about wins. So Warren was done after 6. Hedrick was tremendous again, 1 in the 3rd innings, 3 strikeouts. So he's on a bit of a heater right now. Top 8th, you had the E from Volpe. We'll dive into that in a minute. 8th inning, huge home run from Trent Grisham. All expenses paid. Full beverage service mustache ride into the second deck. Nice catch by a fan. 18th home run of the season for him. Career best. Will it be his final one as a Yankee? I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Giancarlo Stanton with a big RBI knock to give the Yankees the lead. Dude is just flat out clutch. But Devin Williams blew it. People keep asking me, what does Devin Williams got to do to earn your trust, right? Has he earned your trust yet? He had a 1-2-3 inning. Does he have your trust now? No. The answer is no. No matter how many times he works a 1-2-3 inning, when we got 3 or 4 run leads, against the Angels, I'm not going to trust him with the final 3 outs in a game we have to win. I'm just not going to do it. He doesn't have that thing inside of him that you need to be a closer for the Yankees. He doesn't have it. It's apparent, it's obvious, and it was obvious again tonight. Huge game-tying home run from Anthony Volpe, number 16 on the year. And, that was a huge hit for him because, obviously the errors have been an issue. You don't want that to be the last thing you think about as the game ends. You want to, do something positive, and he did something positive there. And then we got a couple more super chats here. Richard C says, thoughts on the Quan Bieber rumors. We will talk about that when we get to the trade deadline. And Vincent says, Zach Little got traded to the Reds after the game. He didn't pitch that bad. Anyway, and then Brian Bashman says, ask not for whom the belly tolls, he tolls for thee. Anyway, Austin Wells, again, just ridiculous base running, wanders off of second base as the winning run, gets tagged out, double play. Outstanding catch by Dominguez.
Stellar defense.
This time we play the stellar defense sound unironically. He's probably saved 2 runs. 1 run did score, but man, nice catch. They showed him out there practicing. Practice makes perfect, baby. You don't practice until you can do it right. You practice until you can't get it wrong. That's what they say. He's been listening to those motivational tapes. But that allowed Cody Bellinger to tie the game. He raked one into the gap for a triple, his 5th triple of the year in the bottom half. Unbelievable how good this guy has been. I am very quickly getting to the, let's sign him to an extension hype train. I got my tickets. Hell, I'm getting on.
Pay that man his money.
Pay that man his money. Cody Bellinger, what a ball player. Just an absolute gamer. Fantastic play by Ryan McMahon to snare a line drive. Almost turned it into a double play. Nice job by Tim Hill to pitch a scoreless 11th. And then the Yankees walked it off. Ryan McMahon with his signature moment. So we got some comments here about Wells. Chad Pritchett says he can't hit, he can't run, he can't throw, only good at framing. With AB's coming, do we need him? And ABS coming, coming, do we need him? It was a bad game. It's funny, they sent JC Escara down to AAA, and Ben Rice is going to be the new backup catcher. You wonder, did they make the right move there? Obviously, Wells, has some power, but he's only hitting 212. He's got 699 OPS. He's not he's supposed to be an offensive first catcher, and he is not that. We got a super chat here from Ian. Says, Soroka, Montero, and Hensley all traded tonight. We need pen help. The next 20 hours may truly make or break Cashman. This could be a signature deadline for Cashman. See what he comes up with. I got a feeling he's working on something big. We got to hand out the belt tonight. Going Cody Bellinger with the game-tying triple. Could have gone a number of ways. Will Warren certainly pitched great. We'll give him the honorable mention in just a second. Could have gone with Volpe with the game-tying home run. Could have gone McMahon snaring the line drive and with the walk-off single. And could have gone Jason Dominguez, who made that great catch. Ultimately, I landed on Cody Bellinger multi-hit game. Only he and McMahon had multi-hit games, and Bellinger's triple was just so clutch. He also, had a base hit earlier in the game that I thought was a nice piece of hitting. Just, he really shortens up his stroke and picks up the knock when he needs to. Love watching this guy. All right, let's talk about Mr. Will Warren. Bear Scrub says Volpe going to go the entire season with a 1-to-1 ratio of home runs and errors. I think that ha is too loud. I need to make that less loud. Anyway, really good start tonight from Will Warren. He pitched well enough to win. He will not get a win. He got a no decision. He went 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. The ERA on the season at 4.64. The whip at 1.43 through 102 pitches, 64 of them for strikes. Thought the velocity was good. I thought the movement was good. I thought he was, pitching in and out, up and down. I just thought he was mixing and matching like a veteran tonight. Really, really nice job by Will Warren, and we got to give him the nice performance. Williams says Littell was actually traded to Cincinnati. Yep, got moved. Tough night. 7th career walk-off for McMahon, by the way. Did not know that. Great. Anyway. Trent Grisham. I should have mentioned Trent Grisham in the belt conversation. I just kind of, overlooked it. But great, big-time home run. Don't win without him, certainly. 1 for 3 with a couple of runs scored and a walk. He's got the OPS over 800. Would not shock me if he gets moved. But let's talk a little bit about Volpe. We got a bunch of calls about Volpe, and we got 1,700 people watching right now. Just a reminder to like and subscribe. We're here after every game. We're over 70,000. I think we're the second biggest Yankees podcast in the world right now, and we're here after every game. We're going to be here after the trade deadline tomorrow. We're going to be here to talk about the game and the trade deadline. So tune in for both of those. Hopefully the Yankees come up with some big moves. But we got some calls about Volpe here. Let's play some.
Hey, Derek. Sam from Miami here. You should see my text to my friend. Volpe is a bum. Fuck Volpe. Oh, I love Volpe. Let's go. Because he just hit that home run to tie for 3. Now, here's the question. Would you take Volpe having an error every single game if he hits a home run every other game? Because that's what he's doing right now. He's at an error a game, and he has 6 home runs in the past 10 games. So I don't know. I think I'd take that. I don't know if it's going to continue, but I think we take that.
I do know that it's not going to continue because he's not going to hit 25 home runs from here to the end of the season. How many games we got left? We got 59 games or something. I don't know how many games we got left. No, it's like less than that. It's like 54 games, something like that. So that would mean he would hit, what's that? Basically 27 home runs the rest of the way. That's not happening, my friend. He does have 16, but he might hit a few more home runs. He might hit 20 again like he did his rookie year, but the errors have got to stop. And errors will kill you. They extend innings. They cause your pitcher to throw more pitches. They demoralize the team. They demoralize the stadium. You got to fix this. You got to fix this.
Hey, Derek, I'm going to come in here from a pretty unpopular place for all those Yankees fans. Volpe's been struggling. I get that. Does he need to play better? Yes. But this last error that he has made here at the top of the A, Ben's got to get that. You've got to be able to trust your first baseman to be able to pick those balls. Same thing with the last error that he made last night. If he would just been picked up, I think it would be a totally different note. These things are what builds his confidence. But when he's being let down too, I mean, it's just tough. It's just tough.
So Ben Rice is 6'2", 228 pounds. That is a big target. As a major league shortstop, he should be able to hit him from, 50, 60 feet away, 70 feet away, 90 feet away. No problem. He should be able to hit him in the chest every time as a major leaguer. The fact that he's throwing so many balls in the dirt is a problem. He's all messed up, man. The yips are the closest thing that baseball has to like a voodoo curse. You know, you don't see it coming. You don't hear it. But one day it just randomly shows up. Steve Sachs had it. I don't remember that. Chuck Knobloch had it. I remember that. Rick Ankiel, I remember when he developed it in the playoffs, he threw like 4 wild pitches in 1 inning, and then basically it ended his pitching career. He was never the same. He had to convert to an outfielder. Pretty good outfielder, pretty good hitter. Steve Blass had it. It's like mental malware, right? Once it's in your system, it rewires everything, right? You know, it's not just an error here or there. It becomes like an error daily, every day. You know, and it gets progressively worse. I mentioned it last night. Knobloch almost killed Keith Olbermann's mom. His footwork is off. His arm slot changes every single time. You can see the hesitation. That's the thing about the yips, right? It's not a cold streak. It's a physical and mental combination that is extremely difficult to fix. I don't know what you do about it.
Hey, guys. Frank, California. I have not jumped on the anti-Volpe bandwagon, but I'm all aboard. Leads the league in errors. The terrible hitter. He sucks.
Well, he did hit the home run. So I want to just make sure that you guys know that some of these calls came in before the home run, like between the error and the home run. It wasn't a long period of time between those two, but some of these came in. Got a call here from Big Jim.
Hey, Derek, this is Big Jim. I'm just calling to let you know what I saw in the second inning with Volpe up at bat. You had McMahon lead off the inning with a double. And then you had Volpe come up with a perfect ghost runner situation set for him. And instead of bunting him over the third base and have 1 out with a man on third, he's swinging away, and he did his usual big uppercut swings to pop up to the second baseman. So.
Yeah, he's been popping up a lot. He gets a lot of air under the ball. But tonight, as you saw, occasionally it goes out of the ballpark, and that's why I think the Yankees are okay with it. Now, Michael Kay mentioned today that he thinks that patience is running thin with Aaron Boone, that Aaron Boone is starting to get a little bit impatient with Volpe as a shortstop, which, you know, tells me do not be surprised if the Yankees go out and get a veteran shortstop tomorrow. I do not know who's available, but we'll talk about it right now. Trade deadline talk. So today, Duran and Helsley both got dealt. Helsley went to the Mets. Duran went to the Phillies. The Yankees traded for Austin Slater. I didn't do a video on it. I honestly didn't even know about the guy. Like I hadn't even heard of his name before until the trade today. But apparently he mashes lefties. So, you know, you add another bat against lefties, that's good. Also, there was that weird trade today where the two identical twins, Taylor and Tyler Rogers, both got traded to the same, like different trades, but on the same day. It feels like one of those things you're going to hear about in trivia, like in 10 or 15 years, right? You'd be at the bar and somebody says, these two twin brothers got traded on the same day back in 2025 at the MLB trade deadline. I love weird coincidences like that. The fact that identical twin brothers became Major League Baseball players, I don't know if it's coincidental as much as it is an amazing accomplishment. I mean, obviously they share DNA, so they both had the physical abilities. But like in the 50s in Detroit, a baby fell out of a window, and a guy who was walking below the window caught the baby. And then exactly a year later, the same baby fell out of the same window, and the same dude caught him. And then there were 3 generations of men in one family who were on capsized boats and who were drowning, and they were all saved by a different man named Hugh Williams. And then there was these 2, I think they were bicycle delivery guys in India that both got hit by the same taxi driver a year apart, and they were brothers, and they both died, and it was like exactly a year apart. I mean, there's some weird coincidences, and this Rogers thing, them both getting traded on the same day, has got to be up there. I think the Yankees tomorrow will pick up at least Dennis Santana. I think they're going to try and get a starting pitcher, maybe Dylan Cease. One thing that I thought of, and this would not shock me, Michael King is coming back from an injury. He's coming back from a nerve injury. Supposed to return in August. He's got a bobblehead night on August 20th, and he was saying that he's going to be back before then. But he was lights out before he got hurt. Be interesting to see if the Yankees pull off a move for Michael King. Him paired up with Will Warren could help Will Warren get to the next level because Will Warren has kind of a similar repertoire. I watched some Dustin May highlights today. He doesn't look amazing. He doesn't look horrible. I mean, obviously everybody looks good in highlights, but like I said last night, all arms and legs. Would not shock me to see him come to the Yankees. They are getting Luis Hill back on Sunday, so that'd be nice. Boost to the rotation. Another name I saw out there was Steven Kwan, and there was a tweet today that everybody was talking about. Dominguez for Steven Kwan straight up. Would you do it? And I thought about it for a little while, and I wouldn't do it. I just think that Dominguez has too much upside as a hitter. But anyway, and you don't know which of these Guardians are going to be suspended next, so you got to be careful trading with them. A quick word from our sponsor tonight, DraftKings, and I'll be back with some final thoughts before we wrap it up.
Nothing says summer like long days, clutch plays, and firing off a few bets on the game. All with DraftKings Sportsbook. Pick a guy to go yard, hammer some live odds mid-game, or just ride with your squad and hope for the best. DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code FOUL for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for a gambling problem. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. All right, we got a super chat here from Richard K., who says, Yankees players like Boone because he's relaxed. They acquired A-Rod because Boone played basketball and hurt himself. They are too relaxed. Easier to fire the sales manager than the whole sales staff. It's an interesting analogy. Look, Boone is clearly a player's manager. They like him. And I feel like it's easy to play for him, but sometimes the easy way isn't the best way, right? I thought Girardi was a good manager. I wish I had the podcast at that time so I could have ranted about them firing him, or at least not renewing his contract. But, hey, it is what it is. He's our manager. He's going to be our manager for the foreseeable future unless the Yankees miss the playoffs, I think. So David Linares says, I like Schlittler to the pen. The downside with that is that he doesn't really have a great secondary pitch. He throws hard and he walks guys, right? In the major leagues so far, he has walked guys. It was not a big problem in the minor leagues, but in the major leagues, guys will lay off that fastball if it's just a little bit outside of the zone, and he doesn't have a great secondary pitch. But maybe in the future, he's a big guy. He does have some like Dellin Betances in him. Frankie Baseball says that Boone wants players to feel like they are good when they are crap. David says Michael King is a pipe dream. Hey, nothing wrong with pipes.
Don't smoke crack.
And Ralph Garcia wants to go Luis Hill as closer. I don't think so. I think they're going to put him back in the rotation and just let him cook and hope that he basically, regains the form that he had at the beginning of last season. Richard C. says nobody liked playing for Belichick, but he works. 100% agree, and a great point. Great point. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back tomorrow. The Yankees have a 1 o'clock game and then the trade deadline, so I'll be doing a quick post-game show tomorrow, and then we'll hop on after the trade deadline to talk about any final moves that happen, and we'll recount the moves around the major leagues. So we'll see you then. One more time, Yankees finish this one off.
Yankees win.
Tony Mateo with the final word. Question of the night says, Volpe's got the yips, but he's hitting bombs. What's a manager to do? It's a great question. Glad it's not my decision. But we'll see you tomorrow. Let's hope the Yankees pick up at least a couple of pieces for the bullpen, maybe a starting pitcher. I guess we'll find out. See you next time.
If you made it this far, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our community. You can also be a part of the show by calling in at 718-899-1068. Also, part of the way that we maintain and fund all of this is through NYYDesigns.shop.
Check it out now. Get all sorts of fun Yankees merch, hats, hoodies, zip-ups, beanies, mugs, you name it. We've got it. Check it out, NYYDesigns.shop. And check out Pinstripe Territory on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We're here for post-game shows after every single game, and we're here before a lot of games to talk about the game, preview the lineup, the pitching matchups, and things like that. And we're here all off-season to talk about the latest in Yankees rumors, news, etc. Join our community. We'll see you next time.